Hello, my beautiful people. Time for some more Modern Horizons. You've watched my legacy video maybe about me playing Nadu and Infect. It was busted in there, so I mean, of course, we're going to try this out in Modern as well, right? So, what are we going to do today? We are going to be heavily trying out the card Nadu Winged Wisdom. This card is insane. I'm sure you've seen everywhere popping up how powerful it is right now. Especially the combination with Shuko makes it ridiculously strong. Equip 0 to just trigger the effect of Nado is really, really strong. Maybe a bit too powerful. I think on its own, Nado is fine, but if you have Equip 0 effects, that's just really, really powerful. And I think what the decks that will mainly benefit from this will either be decks that completely build their deck towards or around Nadu, which are decks that are popping up everywhere right now, or already established decks that have a game plan that works together well with Nadu. And guess what Infect does? We already want to target our creatures. That's our main game plan. So of course Nadu is a natural fit in our deck, because what this does is that creatures you control have, when it comes to target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield, untapped, and if it's not a land, you can put it into your hand. This triggers only twice. Now, each creature gets this. Why is it so powerful? Well, it's not draw, it actually works around Bowmasters, very important. Our deck is filled with pump spells. We want to target our creatures, so even if we don't have Shuko, we can still navigate through this, which is why I think it's a natural home in Infect. I've gone back to my an older build where I heavily focus on Venerated Rot Priest. The idea here is I want to make the best use of triggers the way I can. So imagine a situation where you have Nadu and Rot Priest, right? So target a Rot Priest, you get a poison counter, trigger from run Nadu. And I can do this all over again. So combination with Spell Guide is even more ridiculous. Target the Venerated Rot Priest, trigger from Rot Priest, you take a poison counter, Nadu triggers, redirect a Spell Guide, Rot Priest triggers, Nadu triggers off a Spell Guide. Do you see where this is going? I think it's going to be very powerful. Now, the shell surrounding it, I'm not sure where Modern will go right now, so I've decided to just go an all-in Infect build. No Glistener Elf in the main. I don't think that Glistener Elf is very good right now. At least, I'm not sure, because I don't know what the new format will be. But at the end of, before Modern Horizon 3 hit, Elf was very bad because creatures were everywhere, no combat decks were to be found, and Elf just never did anything. So that's why it's not in the main board anymore. If the format changes a bit, I could see this changing, but this is what I'm going towards right now. So pump spells, pretty stock. I am playing Mutagenic Growths again to just play Nado immediately Mutagenic Growth. I think that's going to be great. I also have 2 Groundswells in here, 2 Royal Treatments. Then we have the standard stuff. That's pretty much it. Shuko, the giving the +1/+0 is not irrelevant. I've gone up to 20 lands too, because Nano is a 3-drop, so you want to be able to cast it. Let's go to sideboarding. Not a lot of changes here. I put 3 Glistener in the sideboard because against certain matchups, Nano is just bad. Against Tron, for example, you want to be as fast as possible. I do expect a resurgence of Tron, so that's why it's in here. 2 Harbinger of the Seas, basically easy swap for choke. Chokes are only good if your opponent has islands. This just always works. This is why I'm playing 2 forests here in the main 2. I think it's going to be excellent for us. Spell Pierce, pretty much good in every matchup. Vexing Bauble, really good against scam decks and against other decks that try to cheat on getting stuff into play. 3 Force of Vigors, 1 Pick Your Poison, that's pretty stock. And then I'm playing 2 Kitchen Finks. The main reason here is I really don't want 2 more Endurances, because that would mean I have 6 3-drops that are usually good in the same matchups. So I wanted to play Kitchen Finks because Kitchen Finks is really there for burn matchups. If you resolve it, that's very, very good. Usually makes you stabilize it. And I think Nado is just going to be a tad too slow for burn decks, so that's why I'm trying this one out. This is very experimental. This is all in my head. I haven't played a league with this build just yet, so we shall see what happens. And of course, in my outro, I will do some discussions about what I would do and what I would change. Let's dive in. So I'm on the draw round 1, but this is pretty good. I could, I really want to have this Noble survive, but it isn't definitely a keep. I could potentially play Nadu turn 2 and have Rod Priest and have Spellskite. Okay, but never mind. We're playing against Amulet Titan, so my hand suddenly is not that great. It's a bit too slow. Now, what do we want to do, honestly? If I'm playing against Amulet Titan, I guess I want to have Nadu as soon as possible. Then I can play Rot Priests, Skite. So if I play Rot Priest, then what does that give me? It's too slow. I think I'm gonna have, yeah, I'm gonna play Noble, and probably hope to draw Blighted Agents. So this is why we are playing Glistener Elves in the sideboard, because even though Nadu is really, really good, against some matchups, it's just not what you want, right? Now, luckily for us, we do have Rot Priest, so we do have something going on here. Edge Maze, so I'm gonna put... Oh, wait, let's think about this. Do I want to get rid of Scale Up? I could also just... Yeah, let's get rid of it. I was thinking about whether or not I should maybe get to try to be really cute and get to kill him with regular damage, but that's just not what I want to be doing. So I'm going to Spellskite here. The reason for that is that I can now play Rot Priest next turn, and I already have double ways to deal damage. If I play a Venerate Rot Priest and I fail to find another something relevant, that means I have to play, if I don't find land, I have to play Spellskite and only have 1 green. So now what do I want to do? Do I want to play Nadu? Hope to go off next turn. What I could also do is I could play Rot Priest, and then I can ping them for 4 Infect. But if I don't draw more pump spells, that's not good enough. So maybe Nadu here is just the best thing to do. I guess we just slam in because with Spellskite, because why not? Funny thing, if I had kept that scale up in the first turn, maybe I could have won here. They played a 1 ring. That's honestly fine, because I can do this in their upkeep. I can trigger these pump spells, or in my upkeep, because they do. So they do keep this. They keep the protection now. So I definitely want to do that instant speed. I do think I want to try and, I guess, wait until they make a move. That's probably the best thing to do. But if we untap here, it's looking pretty good. Drawing the Spell Pierce now is also painful, not being able to Spell Pierce the 1 ring. Growth Chamber. Okay, bounce for Zuva. Explore. So if I Spell Pierce here, like what am I afraid of? I'm probably afraid of Preachers. So I think Spell Piercing here kind of makes sense. I think I'm going to Spell Pierce. So they do draw in response with the 1 ring. I'm curious if they're going to pay. Okay, so they do pay. I'm not unhappy here. Valakut and pass. Okay, so I'm going to try and make the best use of this the way I can. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fire off Royal Treatment here. Let's just target... doesn't really matter. Let's just target Nadu. So there we go. And now I can redirect first. But I guess we're just going to... Yeah, maybe I should do this now so I don't forget. Yeah, let's just give them a poison counter. This is cool that this happens immediately on the first time that it can happen. So I'm going to give them... so first I'm going to do the Nadu trigger. There we go. I have revealed Noble Hierarch. Then I'm going to have a opponents get a poison counter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to redirect this first pay. So there we go. And then I'm going to give them another poison counter. We get the trigger from the Nadu. And there we have a forest. So give them 2 poison counters. Nice. So Royal Treatment. In response, going to Venerated Old Priest here. Green, put him on that. This is amazing. I'm going to give them a poison counter. There we go. I'm going to redirect. Going to redirect Groundswell. Boom, do it again. There we go. Give them a poison counter. I'm loving this. I really, really am loving this. Oh, my opponent just concedes. This is amazing. This is amazing. Oh, man. This is why Nadu is just perfect in our deck. It really is. This was insane. Wow. Sideboarding. So I definitely want to be as fast as possible. You really want to have Glistener Elves. Harbinger is going to be excellent here. I don't think I want anything else, really. Force of Vigors are not what I want. I don't think I want Pick Your Poison. Want to be as fast as possible, so even though now they were fine, I think I'm going to trim down on some of these slower things. Like maybe I should even trim down on Spell Pierce. It wasn't bad, but I want to be as fast as possible. So Spell Skite will probably have to go. I'm going to trim some number of Nadus and some number of Rot Priests. Sure, it was cute what I was able to do last time, but remember I had Rot Priest and Skite and Nadu into my opener, so that's not going to happen very often. So 2 Rot Priests, 2 Nadu, and 2 Spell Skite. I cut those. I guess I want to keep 1 Spell Skite. Then again, Rot Priest is just so medium in this mate. Maybe I should play Spell Pierces over... Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to play the Spell Pierces over the Rot Priests. I like... If you bring in 3 Elf, you cut 3 Rot Priests. That's usually what I do. I like that. It's not like Rot Priest is bad, but I don't think it's the best card in the matchup. But it was amazing that we get the perfect start with Nadu right from the first game. So that was pretty sweet stuff. I'm curious to see if we're gonna be able to keep that rolling. This hand's pretty good, but you can see that I have mana issues, so I'm gonna have to mulligan here. So I do have Shukos and Ink Moths and stuff like that, but if there was 1 land in here, Snap Keep, and I have to mulligan. You can see why I went to 20 lands right now. This is just completely bad luck. It happens. Not much to say here. I mean, we're playing 20 lands, so it's not like our land count was completely off. Whatever, let's just keep this. How can we win if we get extremely lucky? I guess I'm gonna play them like this. And we can win if we get extremely lucky, like top decking, scale up, stuff like that. The deck is slow, my opponent is playing, so who knows. Can't wait. I mean, I'm mulligan to 4, so if I want to win, again, I'm going to need a lot of luck. So just play the Elf. They play Explore. Saga, okay. So I drew the land, I'm just going to play it. Do I even want to play Royal Treatment here? I don't think I do. Although then again, it would have dealt 1 extra. Maybe I should have just go all in. That was probably better. They're going to make a token now. I am okay with that. They bounce Beseju. Okay. I do love Hedge Maze in our deck. Let's see what we see on top. Spell Pierce. No, I want Pump Spells. Grove. That's not what I want. So I'm going to slam in here with Elf. They're going to block. Now I'm going to Treatment. Okay, so that just happened. They're probably going to search up something with Saga that deals the beats. Oh, what am I saying? Of course they're going to get... Of course they're going to get Amulet of Vigor. Now that I think about it, not bringing in Force of Vigor was probably a mistake. But because I didn't see Amulet of Vigor, I was actually thinking that maybe it wasn't Amulet Titan. That was definitely wrong on my end. Yeah, 100%. What are we going to do? I guess I just slam in to kill the Construct. So they block, I use Mutagenic Growth. Bringing in Force of Vigor here after a mulligan to 4 wouldn't have changed anything. I'm actually just continuing this game because I want to see what my opponent plays. Don't concede too soon, even if the game is over. Every bit of information you can get is worth it, because now I realize not bringing in Force of Vigor was definitely a mistake. So end of turn, I do fetch up a forest, so they can make another. Token. They block. I growth. So they make another token. Let's see what they get. Another amulet. Okay. So they've made 1,000,000 mana. And they play Roxanne. What does this do? When it enters, create a colorless artifact named Meteorite. You can shoot 2 damage, and when you tap an artifact of mana, add 1 mana of any type. Okay, so this game's over. I'm just going to concede. The ability is not relevant, but it's a blocker 4-3, so I'm not winning this. But it was a mulligan to 4, so we knew we already lost this game. So let's go to sideboarding. Definitely want Force of Vigors here. And I'm going to take out all the slow stuff that's remaining in the deck. But as you can see, 3 Force of Vigors, 1 Pick Your Poison. So Naru's, even though they were cute, not the best. I'm just going to take out everything that I think has to go. Shuko's, it's +1/+0, so it's definitely not the best, but it's okay. So Rot Priest can go as well. Spell Pierces aren't great, but maybe they aren't horrible. So what do I want to bring back in? I guess I could play 1 Nadu. It's not extremely bad if I can chain some of these together, but Yeah, I think I'm gonna submit this as it is. Don't be fooled by game one. We want to be aggressive here. We want to try and win as soon as possible because if the game goes long here, we don't have a lot of chances, especially since they have the One Ring. No threat, that's a mulligan, so that sucks, but nothing I can do. I do have a threat and I have Nadu, so I guess this is a keep. What's the best one in here? Honestly, I think I'm just gonna shuffle away this Nadu. Yeah. So again, I just want to be fast. Now, also, not a lot of good stuff in my hand. I don't have pump spells. I don't have stuff that actually works well together with the rest of my hand. But, I mean, I have Blooded Agent, so I need to keep here. Any pump spell and we're good. Harbinger of the Seas is a good one. I'm going to leave that one on top. So we draw the Harbinger. Now, I do have Force of Vigor that I can pitch with Mutagenic Growth, and I have Spell Pierce. So even if they get rid of Blooded Agent, I think if I can resolve this Harbinger, we should be good. It's unfortunate they played like this. I was kind of hoping that they would play Amulet and then play the Mycosynth. But okay. So they untap Tolaria West. So be it. Don't want to get them. I think in the upkeep I'm probably just going to... Ooh, okay, we draw Vines. Okay, so I'm going to try and get them. I'm just going to slam in now, and I'm really hoping that they actually copy, with Mycosynth, they copy the Amulet of Vigor. That's what I'm hoping towards. If they don't do that, I still have Spell Pierce, so I can, if they have too much mana, I can Spell Pierce the One Ring, stuff like that. That's what I'm aiming towards. If I can cash in this Force of Vigor after pitching Mutagenic Growth, that would be excellent. A follow-up with Harbinger, that's also very good. I really want to draw a land here, play the Forest, play Harbinger. I think that's just game. Can't see us losing from that spot. Of course, I only have one Forest, so Vines is going to be on non-kicker duty, but, well, I think Harbinger's too good not to play in that spot. Summoner's Pact here. Okay, so I thought about this, and I think I should actually just let this go. I'm going to let this resolve. I could Spell Pierce, but I don't think I wanna. Depending on what happens here, I could maybe have a Giga Chad Brain move. We shall see what they do. So they play Azusa Lost but Seeking. Okay, this is perfect. This is what I was hoping towards. So they're gonna copy the Vigor, and that means what I can do is they're gonna do that. So I'm now going to force a Vigor. Maybe I should have in response gotten rid of the first Amulet, but I think this is fine. So I'm going to get rid of these two. So they have Azusa. They can play 2 lands. Okay, they have double Forest. That's unfortunate, because I was thinking towards, since they need to pay next time with Summoner Pact, they actually need to pay 4, and they also need double green. It was just possible that they would not be able to pay this double green, and now I just want to draw a land and make this an island and win the game. So, fingers crossed. That's unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. That sucks. Oh, that would have been so cool. Oh well, let's just try and kill them. They do need to pay, in their upgrade, they do need to pay for mana for the pact, so they... since they don't have amulets anymore, it's possible that they just don't do anything, and I can Vines and kill them that way. That's what I'm hoping towards. It would be so cool to just play the Harbinger and win that way. Okay, they have Amulet, so they untap Tolaria West. I'm not going to count on them having Dismember, so I'm just going to kill them. At least I'm going to try. Yeah, we win the game. Cool. So Modern Horizon 3 cards were very relevant, and this Harbinger of the Seas would have been nuts. Yeah, let's go to the next one. One of the main reasons, and we saw it in the first game of round 1, why I think Nadu is so good in Infect is because we didn't need to adapt our deck, right? We already play pump spells, and that's what I think is really powerful. Other decks will have to try and squeeze Nadu in there, even though it doesn't fit in the deck. And I think once the meta will adapt, I think we will see that Nadu is really not as broken as a lot of people think it is right now. I've been seeing a lot of people thinking about playing Fry in the deck, which is hilarious because it actually has 2 bird legs being fried, so very flavorful. But guess what deck can actually fix that problem? It's Infect, because we have protection spells. So I'm not afraid of this being like too broken yet. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I think we're playing against Tron, which sucks for us, but I'm going to keep... I didn't have any threats, so I'm going to probably keep my best pump spells here, because I am playing against Tron. At least that's what my analysis is currently. Now it could be good enough, but we shall see. Eric Mesa. Okay, I was completely wrong. So I saw Gigantha and a mulligan to a very low hand, a very low hand count. So I just always assume it's Tron, especially when I see Gigantha, if that happens. But well, if it's something different, fine. I'm gonna try and resolve Nadu turn 1, turn 2. That would be amazing. So let's play the Noble, see what happens. If they can, they will bolt the bird. Okay, we're playing against, looks like Ruby Storm. Is that a thing in Modern? I know the deck from Legacy. So what else? What other deck could be playing Ruby Medallion? Let's just play the Nadu. Now, this thing does kill fast. Keep in mind, Scale Up and Might is basically 10 damage. And that's not including any other pump spells that I could potentially draw. So yeah, looks like we're playing against some kind of Storm variant. I think it's going to be Ruby Storm. For people who don't know what this is, basically a Storm deck, but then just plays red stuff. Probably going to see it go off here. I'm just going to let them do its thing. So they're going to find a bunch of cards. Who knows, maybe they fizzle, it happens with the deck. Okay, so quick summary of their turn. They basically played all of this and finished it up with Galvanic Relay. So they got a lot of cards in exile. Let me just show you here. This is what's in exile. Things I'm afraid of, not all that much really. They have Roll, which is really good, and then they have the Reckless Impulse. But otherwise, they didn't really hit any bangers, so I'm not happy here. I'm going to try if I can kill them, so let's just see. So I'm going to play Might first. Let's yield here. We reveal a Forest. Okay, it's not horrible or anything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to scale up. I could scale up Noble, you know. That means Noble becomes a 6/4. And if I do that on Noble, I could actually, maybe if I hit some more pump spells, I could get there. Would be nice. I'm going to do that. They will trigger from Nadu, so I'm going to reveal. Okay. So now, what do I want to do? If I scale Nadu, they have gotten +4, but that doesn't do a whole lot. It basically gives them +3/+3. So it's better for me that actually just vines on Nadu. And that means they become 11. So I did just that. I find Spellskite. So I'm going to slam it for 17, put him to 2. And let's see what happens. Not unhappy. You know, this is why, again, Nadu is good with our deck, because we play pump spells. And if we can just continue to loop pump spells, we can win that way. So I think it's one of the main reasons why I really love the card in the deck. So I'm just going to summarize their turn because it's boring to watch. So they basically played a bunch of Reckless Impulses. They found Past in Flames, and from there they eventually found Grape Shot. That was the game. Sideboarding. So what I'm going to do is I definitely want these Glistener Elves. As you saw, that's why they are here. That's the main reason why they are there, to play against combo decks. Really like the Spell Pierces. Vexing Bauble, of course, is going to be excellent in this matchup. I don't think I want Harbinger of the Seas. Force of Vigor is not bad, but I definitely don't want to overboard on having too much against the Ruby. So I'm going to play Pick Your Poison, that I will do, and then I just want to board out all my slow stuff. So unfortunately, Nadu has to go again. Not really that great. It's not bad or anything, but it's just not what we would be doing. So definitely those Rockies also have to go. Yeah, I think I want to keep 2 Nadu. They aren't bad. So I could bring in 1 Force of Vigor, though, for another Nadu. I think that's probably fine. And it's a bit. So another reason why I don't think necessarily that Nadu will be broken is exactly what we are seeing right here, right? If everyone's playing Nadu, it's slow. It's a mid-range card, which means decks like this are going to thrive in the meta. And you know what decks does really good against these? Infect, because sure, we play Nadu, but we don't need to, which is why I am playing Listener Elf on the side. Let's see if we have it here. Yes, we do have it. Sure, I don't have it turn 1, but I will keep. I think this hand is too good to mulligan. Spell Pierce. I will leave that on top. I am happy with this, so I'm just going to play next turn. I will probably play the Noble and the Nexus. Definitely play the Nexus. I could also play Glistener Elf, but I really want to have the mana. So I'm just going to play the Noble here, pass. Because I have lethal, right? If I just top deck a land, we win. Very definitively, by the way. We win with Spell Pierce backup. So they play nothing. We draw the land. There we go. So animated. The Nexus. In all-in builds, I really love I really love playing Groundswell. It's so good, especially in this deck because I'm playing 20 lands, which is usually 2 lands more than usual. So, okay, let's counter that. And let's not waste any time. Now, I will slam in first because you never know. If they want to try and ping the Noble, let's not have them do that. Who's the Storm deck now, right? Storm count 5. I can win with Storm too. So for sideboard, 0 changes. This hand is fine. It has Spell Pierce. I have a Threat. I have Pump Spell. It's a bit on the slower end. I think it's actually a bit too slow the more I think about it. But do I want to mulligan this? Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm just going to mulligan. I thought long and hard about this, but I don't think this is the game that I'm going to win if I play slow hands. So I'm going to keep this one. I think I can cut a land and probably Mutagenic Growth. And I think this is the kind of hand that I need to win the game against them. I'm kind of hoping now that they use removal on Noble. That would be excellent. I really wish that I would have been able to keep the Mutagenic Growth. Unfortunately, I had to mulligan to 5. So, but I think it was the correct choice. Ruby Medallion, okay. So imagine I kept that 7 card hand, right? I would have been able to Spell Pierce the Ruby Medallion, but then what? So Reckless Impulse, they get another Ruby and the Scalding Tarn. That's good because those cards kind of suck. Manamorphose, okay. So they play Glimpse the Impossible. Maybe I should read this because I'm pretty sure that some people will not know this yet. It's an MH3 card. So you exile 3 cards. You may play those cards. Whoops. You may play those cards this turn at the beginning of the next end step. If they remain exiled, you get some colorless Eldrazi spawns. So basically, it's another way to get more cards in there. They play Ral, so that's good. I think we just win. Well, we'll find out. So I'm gonna Might. I'm gonna scale Might and win the game. Nice. Well, this was good. So you saw that mulliganing heavily and knowing when to mulligan is really important. Us mulliganing to 5, even though the 7, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would have kept that 7, but they were medium. It's against this deck, that's not how you win. You need to win as quickly as possible, and especially with the London Mulligan, our deck, if you don't have to play around removal, which you don't have to do all that much against this deck, you should be in pretty good shape. Right, so we played against 2 combo decks, normally very bad matchups for Nadu decks, and we just beat them because we're still Infect. So I'm loving Nadu. I think I really hope the meta adapts, that people will be able to deal with Nadu and Infect gets a huge boost and it doesn't get any axe, banning axe. Fingers crossed. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so I'm on the play. I would like to play first. Yes, thank you very much. Jesus, what's up with my mana this league? Why did I go to 20 lands? Yeah, mulligan. Okay, this is a good hand. I'm going to keep. I think I'm going to get rid of 1 Rot Priest here. Probably just going to play Rot Priest turn 1, assuming that it will die. Play Agent turn 2, going to draw the land, and play Nadu turn 3. That's the game plan. We are playing against another Giganta deck. They bolt the bird, sure. That means they do not bolt Blighted Agents, so I'm happy. So they play Wooded Foothills, fetch, probably going to destroy Agent. Monastery Swift Spear, okay. Well, looks like these kitchen things are gonna do the work. So normally this is already game over for Infect, right? Let's see if Nadu can change things here. So they put Monastery Swift Spear into the graveyard. Slick Shot Show Off becomes plotted. Already a win for me. This is a massive win for me. Them not attacking. This is so relevant. I also have another Vines too. Wow. Okay. So I really need to cash in all of these pump spells and the triggered abilities of Nadu. And if I want to kill them, I need another land because I want to be able to... No, never mind. I was going to say I'm going to be able to kill them, but I need 2 more lands if I want to have double Vines. But I want to kill their threats. So they play Amped Raptor, first strike when it enters 2 energy. Then if you cast from your hand, exile cards from the top. So you exile non-land, you may cast it by paying energy. Okay, we'll see what they get. So they play Amped Raptor. Okay, so I'm just going to block this Slingshot because that will deal the most damage. And I think you're going to see, again, why Nadu is just so insanely powerful in Infect, because I can guarantee you they want to destroy Nadu here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to Vines. I'm going to protect it. Oh, they're going to bolt me. That's really okay too. So they deal 3-2. That happens. Not going to do anything just yet. I expect that they will Lava Dart Nadu. They Mutagenic Growth on Monastery Swift Spear. So what I could do here is I could potentially Vines their creature to prevent getting 2 extra damage. So I'm going to be taking 5. They also have the Lava Dot at 6, 7 from this. And otherwise it's only 4, so I don't hate that. Now, usually once burn is out of things to do, that's beneficial. So I think I'm just going to do just that. I'm going to Vines their creature. I'm curious if this is going to work out for me. I like this line. It's interesting. Now I definitely want to save Nadu. So I'm just going to kick Vines on the Nadu. There we go. Okay, Mutagenic Growth. That's not bad. And this is so cool because now the slingshot, right, is not going to kill Nadu. it's amazing. I love this. Again, guarantee you, if I didn't have Nadu in my deck, this would have been a massive loss. It's such a difficult matchup, and Nadu just stabilizes so well because we have a lot of pump spells. So they are not willing to use the Lava Dart. I can see why. Honestly, I think if I just chill, I'm going to be able to stabilize here. So I'm just going to do nothing. Just going to pass their turn. Let's see what happens. They're going to play another Raptor. And they find the last Raptor. Okay, I guess that's fine. Okay, so we are really stabilizing. They're too afraid to do anything, so they just don't even attack with anything. So if I do a pump spell here, I'm going to kill them. So I didn't find a pump spell. However, with Nadu, I think it could be wise to try and go for it here, because I think next turn I'm only going to be able to block 2 of these. 3 are going to come down and kill me. So I think I'm going to have to go for it. And if I just draw a land with Nadu or put it into play, this Groundswell triggers. So I'm just going to do just that. I'm going to ping here. There's the Waterlogged Grove. I Groundswell. This is so cool, dude. This is amazing. Scale up, 12-10. Let's slam in. Oh my god, dude. This Nadu is so insane. It's so amazing. I love this card. This one, I mean, how did we win from here, honestly? I do think we played it very well. If they had both in hand, I was dead anyway. They would have already killed me. So, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Nadu. Damn. Wow. Let's get to sideboard. So you saw how good Nadu was, so of course that's not going to get dropped. So Kitchen Finks is one of the main reasons why I am currently playing this in the sideboard. Because, again, we already have 3-4 flyers, so we don't need Injuries anymore. Is there anything I want? Maybe Spell Pierce? I think that could be fine. I actually don't really love Mutagenic Growth all that much in the matchup, because it does makes it so you have to pay 2 mana. But I'm not sure if I want to be cutting this, because if they try and bolt Nadu and in combat, Mutagenic Growth is really nice, so maybe I should just keep it. But then what do we cut? We have to cut something. I probably just cut Scale Up. I think it's not the best in this matchup. You know, it doesn't have instant speed, so I think that's the worst one. So cutting Scale Up seems right. And I guess we trim down 1 Shuko. I don't think Shuko is what this matchup is going to be about. We're going to leave in 1 for the potential combo with Nadu, but I think that's the worst one in there. And that's probably it. Okay, so no threats, so that's an easy mulligan. A lot of mulligans here, but we were able to win most of them. This is the keep. I have Agents and Kitchen Finks, so really, really good. I think the worst one in here is probably Groundswell. Okay, we did find another land, so I can turn to play Agents. They're going to kill it, but that's okay. That's what I'm expecting to happen. And I can follow it with Kitchen Finks, which is a really good stabilizing card. And I'm going to find Nadu, right? So they have Slick Shot, sure. Slam in. Ouch. End of turn, Hedge Maze. Let's see what we find. I do not need another land. So we're going to play Agents. Yes, it will die. I know, but so be it. I need to get stuff out of their hand. And Raptor. They reveal Harsh Mentor. When an opponent activates an ability, of an artifact, creature, or land. If it isn't a mana ability, it deals 2 damage to the player. See, this is what I mean. This is amazing. Wow. If my opponent found this tech, I want to give you a standing ovation because this is amazing. This just annihilates. It really does. It annihilates Nadu. So, yeah, you can see the meta will adapt. Luckily, I don't really care all that much about that card because I'm still Infect. So as long as Blood Agent survives, which it will not, we're good. Now I do have Kitchen Finks, so maybe I can stabilize. There we go, they bolt Blood Agents. Find Shuko, that's hilarious. So I'm gonna just yield to this. Get the forests, play the Finks. Get a bit of life. Let's see if this is enough to stabilize. Another Raptor. After Monastery. Swift Spear. They reveal Amulet. What does that even do? Cast a spell from anywhere other. 2 damage. Okay. So they do attack with the Amped Raptor because it has first strike. So if I block with Kitchen Finks, doesn't really do all that much. I do gain life though. I do think I want to block though. Well, Spellskite's pretty good. I need to stall this game so I can kill them in one swing as we did last time. So that's what I'm going to do. If I equip Shuko to Spellskite, actually Harsh Mentor triggers, but it does become a 1/4. Is that relevant? Yeah, because I can kill these raptors, which are also going to deal me 2 if I don't do this. So maybe this is good enough. You know what? Never mind. Change my mind. Don't think so. So they played a Harsh Mentor that they got with the Amulet. They played the Discharge. So I could redirect to Spellskite, but I also take 4 at this point. I think this is just game over. I'm going to concede. So usually against Burn, as you saw game 2, you lose because of the creatures. That's the most important thing. The instants really aren't that big of a deal, but it's the creatures that really get you. And they just had way too many. This hand's excellent, but again, mana issues. 20 lands in this one. This really blows, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to keep. I don't think I can afford to mulligan to 5 against this deck. I'm going to keep the lands. Minigenetic Growth is the worst one in here, so let's keep. I'm just going to play the fetch. End of turn. Get Breeding Pool. Okay, so they play Darcy. They have Mishra's Bauble. That's all fine. So, as promised, I fetched end of turn. Now I'm probably just going to play the Hedge Maze. I'm going to try and see if we can make something worth this Kitchen Finks. Drawing another land sucks, but okay, nothing I can do about it. Hedge Maze, so that's a good one. I'm going to put that one on. Then again, is that a good one? I think I want to have threats. I'm going to put it into the graveyard. I just need to find threats. I really want to find Nadu. That's what I want to find. So this generates more cards, so I think I'm actually just going to Spell Pierce the Amulet, because I want to tap out next turn for Kitchen Finks anyway, so I think this is fine. Always let them do their trigger first. This is important for in real life, by the way, because if Dragon's Rage Channeler happens in real life, people forget this all the time. Make them do the trigger first, and then you can respond. You don't want to give them information if you can prevent this from happening. Okay, it's not Nadu, but it is a good one. I'm going to play the Kitchen Finks first, though, at a healthy 20 life. Well, this is interesting. They actually decide to just kill Kitchen Finks. Yeah, I'm okay with it. That's why the creature's here. If they kill it now again, that means I've gained 4 life off of this. And they've used 2 removal spells, so I will take that change. I need to draw Nadu now, and we just annihilate them. So let's just do just that. It's not Nadu. I tried. Rot Priest isn't bad, but it's not excellent. Especially after drawing another land. So they have Amulet, sure. They put 2 energy counters on it. Slam it with Darcy, okay. End of turn, I will fetch up another Breeding Pool. Trim the deck from lands. And let's find Nadu and annihilate them. Found all my lands. It's not Nadu, but at least it's something. I'm going to slam in here. So their turn, they find Lightning Bolt with the Amulet. Again, this is what I mean, right? You lose because of creatures, not because of the instants. That's not that big of a deal. And also, you lose if you draw too many lands. That is a big deal. Okay, so that's the creature. That one I am afraid of. I'm going to be dead very quickly. So they try and bolt Rot Priests. So do I want to use Might or Vines here? I probably want to use Might. Depends on how much they use. So this is annoying. I actually can't find how much energy they use on this spell, and I didn't watch the upper left corner. It's not revealed in chat, so I'm gonna assume that it's 3, but it's possible that I'm mistaking here. If I hover over the card, it also doesn't show, so I'm just gonna hope that they didn't use more energy. There we go. They remove 4 energy counters. So does that mean they actually get to decide this afterwards? I guess it does, right? Okay, so it's making sense right now. So, okay, so what happened here is you actually only get them once it resolves, and then they get to choose. Even after reading the card, I didn't realize that, so I should have Vinesed. I don't think it matters at this point. I just need to... If I had used Vines, if I didn't find Nadu here, I'd still lose. But it's good to know this, so that will never happen again. That is not Nadu. It's not bad, but... They have bold, so... So they bold me, which is interesting, because that means I am able to block and Raptor. They find unstable Amulet. I can block one of these, but that means even if I find Nadu, they can just attack with the other 2. I'm going to have to use my pump spell. Yeah, this game is over. Okay. So I think this is the game decided by, you know, not the best draws on my end. I basically just drew lands. Which is not what you want to be doing. And Nadu again here would have been amazing. Let's go to round 4. Win the die roll. Okay, let's start. It is a bit too much nothing though, right? I'm basically keeping a 3-card hand. I think I'm going to mulligan here. If there was Nadu in here, different thing. But yeah, okay, much better, much better. I'm going to keep lots of mulligans this league, lots of mulligans. Keep. Definitely want to start with something, some kind of land. With so many lands and nobles, I think I can trim down 1 land. Already, let's get rid of the hedge maze. And probably start with Rot Priest here. I could also play the noble. Maybe noble is better because I have another noble, so I'm okay with the 1 noble dying. I think that's better. They grief, that's funny. My hands is actually, since I don't have 2 impactful cards and Inkmoth Nexus is the threat I really wanted to keep, this grief doesn't do all that much. I get to keep my Inkmoth Nexus, so that's nice. Sorry about that noise. And we draw another one. I feel sorry for them, but then I remember they're playing grief, so I really don't. So I just empty my hand as soon as possible. Really want to draw a protection spell now. Or Nadu. I mean, have I lost the game where I had Nadu? I didn't think so, right? So they fetch up Theater, get rid of Marsh Flats. And at this point, I don't even think I'm going to animate Inkmoth Nexus. That's what they want me to do. I'm just going to slam it with Rot Priest and chill. I'm not even going to play the land. I want them to think that they thought these could potentially be good. They fatal push Rot Priest now. Okay. It's done its job. Now, to be completely honest, I think this was a mistake on their end. Using Fatal Push here in combat, when I had an unknown card, is... So they get another Scryland, they put Malachite Rebirth into the graveyard. Okay. They play Flage. Yeah, they deal 3, I don't care. Shoot something of these. Doesn't really matter. And if I draw Scale Up now, I just win. It's not Scale Up, but it's good, so let's play it. They are out-tapped right now. That means it's time for me to use my pump spells. They knew about Mjina Growth, so... Okay, I'm not unhappy currently how the match is going. If they want to out-tap for Flage again, that's fine. This is double red, double white, right? Exactly. So they have another Flage, probably going to kill Blighter Agent. So again, any pump spell and they're dead. It's not a pump spell. Let's see if we can put one on top. So that stays. Slam in here. So if they don't do anything, I don't do anything either. Again, that's what they want me to do. I'm not going to fall in that trap. As soon as I draw a protection spell, we go for it. Or if I play Nadu, we go for it. So Thoughtseize, that's fine. So they drew Thoughtseize, that's clear. Good to know. Again, I just need a protection spell, and I start attacking again. So Noble, now this means I have lethal, so... What I'm going to do is I'm just going to start attacking with these nobles. And again, I'm only going to go for it as soon as I have a protection spell. I also play 2 spell kites. So statistically, we've almost gone through 25% of our deck. So Nadu draw incoming. Fable, okay. So I think I'm going to go for it. See, they could also be faking having removal spells, and if they are able to draw cards off of this Fable, that means they will definitely have a removal spell. So I think it's probably go time for me, regardless of whether or not they have a removal spell. It's probably not going to get better once they have this, so I'm just going to have to risk it. Yep, they did have it. So they use the ability of the Fable. Gonna draw one more card and then concede if it's not a threat. It's funny that this Flage just does not change the game at all, with me already having scale up. If I draw Inkmoth Nexus, we could still get there. And I think literally every game I really wanted to have Nadu. Okay, let's concede. So Vexing Bauble going to be really good in this matchup. What I also think is going to be good is Harbinger. I think they will not expect it. So going to play the Harbingers, going to play Vexing Baubles. Anything else I want? I could see myself also playing Glistener Elves. I don't think I want to have Spell Pierce in this matchup. I think I want to have all the creatures, all the threads that I can find. We saw how bad Scale Up was, so I'm thinking we're going to cut down on the Scale Ups. Against removal heavy decks, not the best. Then I'm going to trim down on 2 Mutagenic Growths. Against black-based removal decks, they really aren't that great. Let's admit. Yeah, this hand's fine. I'm going to keep a lot of threats. That's what we want. So definitely going to start with Elf. Expecting it to die. Going to probably follow it up with the North Priest and Nexus. Really hope to draw land so I can play the turn afterwards after Rot Priest dies. Agent and Rot Priest. Against this deck, you just want to present threat after threat after threat. That's the idea. And again, Nadu, man. Nadu. This card is nuts. So they get a Guide and they play Guide of Souls. I'm sorry, they get a Shrine and they play Guide of Souls. I mean, that's okay. Who's going to play the Rot Priests? Pass. They can't really attack. So I haven't drawn a land yet, which is unfortunate. But if I have this second Rot Priest, 2 Rot Priests is just disgusting. So if I draw a land here, and I can protect my Rot Priest, that would be good. But they have Grief, so this kind of blows. But again, Vexing Bauble was not in my opening hand, so they take a Rot Priest. That does make a lot of sense. So they play Ayani. So let's see what it does for people who don't notice yet. So Ayani, you make a 2/1 cat. When one or more of your cats you control dies, you may exile it, return it. Then you can put a counter on each cat you control, or with 0 you can make another token, or -4 is each opponent chooses an artifact, creature, enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents they control. Sacrifice all the other ones. Not going to block that. So now it's time for me to play Blood Agents. Draw land. It's not a land, but Harbinger is pretty good. So if I, it's pretty good, but unfortunately, mana issues again. Okay, play the Agent, pass. Should I play more than 20 lands? I just don't think 20 lands, 4 nobles should be more than enough. Play Guide of Souls. I'm just going to yield for the turn. So they attack. It flies, so I can't block. Now I'm going to draw the land. Well, nope. Okay, I'm just going to fire this one off. I'm going to assume that if they had a removal spell, they would have already used it. At least they should have, so I don't think... I think if they had a removal spell, they should have used it a long time ago, because any draw here on my end would have been really good. So let's slam in. So depending on how your opponent plays, you can usually try and read what they have. They had Solitude, so this was definitely incorrect by my opponents. They should never have Solitude at this point, because again, imagine I had drawn any land at this point, just playing Divines, and it was game. Play Sorin, it doesn't really matter. I think I'm going to lose here because of the mana issues. We could still win if we draw land. I slam in with Nexus. They do have a flying creature, but they have been attacking with it every single time. So we shall see. So they just slam in with the Guide. Imagine if I would have been able to play the Harbinger, just shutting down their entire land, mana base. This is Infect's Blood Moon. I guess I'll play it. Mana-wise, this was a painful league. Let's yield through the turn. Save us some time. They should probably just be attacking with everything, right? So to use the Guide ability on the Sorin, so that means it will flip. Let's show the flipped side. So you make a food, you deal damage, or -6 is getting control of a creature. Again, all irrelevant really. I just needed to draw a land here. We can still squeeze out a win if I... Okay, I'm going to concede. This was not my game. Let's go to the last round. All right, we win the dial roll for the last one. Let's see if the universe is with me again for the last round. I'll take that as a yes. I'm going to keep. So I'm going to try and resolve Nadu turn 2. That would be amazing. And if it fails, if they bolt Noble, then I can follow it up with Inkmoth Nexus into Bladder Agent. And I still have Venerate Rock Priest up, so we have a lot of stuff to do. Gigantha. So another reason why I want to play Noble first, because imagine if it's Tron, then I want to do that. If it's Burn, yeah, then I probably want to play Rot Priest turn 2, but even if this all fails, I can still just play Nadu turn 3 if they get rid of Noble. So this is the kind of hand that I'm hoping to get, even if I have 0 pump spells in here. 1 is fine. And also, it's fine regardless because I'm going to top deck Shuko. So let's play Noble, Yield, Static Prison. Okay. So it doesn't come back. That's really good. That's really good. Another Noble. So I'm thinking here, do I want to play Noble? Or do I want to play Agent? What I could also do is I can play Noble and Rot Priest. I probably just want to make him spend all their stuff on the Nobles. Because again, I next turn, what I can do is I can just play Nadu regardless, and if they use all their stuff to try and killing my mana dorks, since I have more than enough mana to cast my spells, I don't actually need them. They need to respect them. And on top of this, since Static Prison makes it come back, my Noble, I think this is the correct play. So here we go. So Static Prison, for people who don't know this, I should show it. So you get 2 energy, and then beginning of pre-combat, you have to sacrifice it unless you pay an energy. So their deck will probably be filled with ways to actually get energy. There we go. Now this is actually fine. What is this? 2/2 flash. When it enters, exile. Target non-land permanents. Beginning of the next end step return. Okay, so they could technically exile Noble and give me another one. Well, it's time. Okay, nice. So we did. I told you we were gonna draw Shuko. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. This is too good not to play. So I'm gonna play Nadu. So for people who haven't seen this in action, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do some crazy stuff, right? It's possible that my opponent just concedes in response to Shuko. Okay, so let's see what they do. So Shuko. Now, this is equip 0, right? So what I'm going to equip. There we go. So comes a target. Boom. So you get to draw this card. I'm now going to equip it again. It only triggers twice. So I need to find the land here. That would be great. And then we can keep this one going. So equip. There we go. No land yet. Are we going to fizzle here? I'm going to lose my mind if we do. So put it on Nadu. Yeah, we're going to fizzle for sure. We're going to fizzle for sure. But even so, I still think we're okay. Equip. There we have the Nexus. Technically, this is fine. So this is why I think our deck is really cool, because check out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to animate this. Now I can actually equip the Shuko on this equip it on this one. Boom, do it again. Equip the Shuko on here. If we get a land, okay, no land, but okay. All in all, good exchange. And now, okay, so we were a bit unlucky with not having drawn a land here, but I guess I can't complain. This went really well. And what I can do now is with mutagenic growth, I can actually do this again, and potentially if they try and remove Nadu. And I response mutagenic growth, so that's 2 triggers. If I do find the land, I can Royal Treatment, save it. And next turn, I'm going to play double Rot Priest, and then we're going to do some very, very dirty stuff next turn if we get to untap. So they play Ayani, okay. And they play Static Prison, probably on Nadu. Okay, so they are going to do this on Nadu. Let's see if we get a land. We do not. So I'm going to mutagenic growth Nadu first. Do this, hope to find the land here. My opponent is probably wondering what the hell is going on here. So find the land, no land. So I'm going to mutagenic growth Noble. Again, I hope to find the land. Yeah, luck has not been on my side today, so no lands. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Yikes. Well, again, nothing I can do about it. but it does suck. So they slam in here. Okay. Iani returns. Still no land. What's the universe trying to tell me here? So I do have another Nadu. So I probably just play it. Okay, it resolves. So let's fire off these Shukos. I'm gonna find the land eventually, I swear. There we go. So that's a land. I'm going to equip this again. It's not a land. So equip here. Turn the Catacrombs, that's good. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just drawing lands to win the game here. Another, and there we go for lands. So I can basically now choose how I want to win. Do I want to play Rot Priest and do I want to make it really cool? It's best for me to probably just use Inkmoth Nexus and kill them that way. That's definitely the safest way. So I'm gonna do just that. But it shows you that now currently in Infect, since we now have we have our own I win button. That's basically what I'm trying to say. In the combination of especially Nadu, it works very well with our pump spells, but if we also have Shuka, we just win. So fire off these things here, slam in, and we win the game. Nice. I freaking love Nadu. It's such an... I'm calling it right now. This will change Infect fundamentally forever. It is nuts in our deck, and it's a much bigger upgrade than I initially expected, but that's because I didn't think about Shuko. I could see something happening to Shuko. Honestly, maybe they even if they would ever ban something. It's way too early to call this, but maybe they look towards Shuko. But I think that's the one that really makes it broken. Only costing 1 equip 0. I don't know, but it's way too soon to say. I really hope the meta adjusts. That's what I'm trying to say. So sideboarding. I think if I can catch them off guard with Harbinger, that's cute. But I don't think I want to do that against this deck with a lot of creatures on the draw. Honestly, there's not a whole lot I want. I think I just want to have more threats. Spell Pierce was kind of bad. They only played creatures, and then maybe cut 1 Mutagenic Growth. Let's try it that way. Okay, so I think our opponent does not play a lot of removal spells outside of the Static Prison. Is it called Static Prison? The Prison, you know what I mean. I think I'm gonna keep here. It's not like amazing. It has Shuka, it has threats, it has a small pump spell, so I think this is good enough to keep. I don't think I want to mulligan this one away. Okay, that's not bad. I'm going to play Rot Priest. Just going to get a Forest here, because this one's blue, and I can get my Surveyor land with this Verdant Catacombs. And Raptor, and Harsh Mentor. This is so funny. I think we're going to see this card a lot, and against a lot of decks, this will just be way too powerful. But in fact, can win through this very quickly. So, Breeding Pool here, I'm going to play Blighted Agents. And I've probably said this a couple of times before, but I think this is another reason why Nadu is so good at Infect. We don't need to adjust our deck. If your deck is just Nadu combo and you face Harsh Mentor, you don't have removal, good luck trying to win. Stable Amulet, okay. So they get a land, that's fine. They had Static Prison, that's unfortunate. That is really unfortunate. They take Rot Priests! Okay. Why? Why would they take Rot Priests? It doesn't make any sense. Why would they take the Rot Priest? I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just that I get that Rot Priest is scary, but well, maybe they're just inexperienced playing against Infect. But that was not the correct choice, my friend. Well, we win. Nice. Again, we don't need Nadu. Wow, what a league. Let's pop up the deck and discuss. Okay, so here is the deck again. Honestly, I'm saying it again. Nadu will fundamentally change Infect forever, and I truly believe Infect is now back to being a tier 2 deck, if not higher. I'm not exaggerating. I've been playing Infect for a long time. I know these things by now, and this card is insane. It is busted. I think I won every single game that I had it, and it is perfect in our deck. Is it broken for Modern Legacy? Honestly, at this point, I don't think so. Because I think a lot of decks that if you just have Nadu and they try to equip Shupko, in response you remove it, it's gone. I expect Fry will be seeing play. We saw the red card over there. that just destroys Nadu decks. I think the meta will be able to adapt. I hope so. And then Infect is back, baby. I love this combination. Rot Priest, Nadu, Spellskite, Shuko. It felt so amazingly powerful. Everything that we wanted. I also love my sideboard. Putting elves in the sideboard is cool. Because I liked it against decks that I wanted them, like the first two. Remember the combo decks? Addition of Kitchen Finks is it was good against the burn decks, but maybe not good enough. Love Harbinger, very very good. Love Vexing Baubles. I'm excited. I will try this out some more. I will definitely have to do some more tweaking, do some more brewing with this, but Infect's back, baby, for sure. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Thanks in Jot and for sponsoring, and I see you hopefully soon for another video. Bye.